I have an unreliable stomach, consistently. So like right now, I'm fully aware of where the bathrooms are and how many there are. And if you spend any time with me, you'll soon hear me say, "I'll be right back," or "Can we stop at that gas station?" Imagine 20 years of that. My partner, Cara, did not have to. She lived through 20 years of that. We met in 1996. She transitioned later in our relationship, and unfortunately, just a few years after that, she died of cancer. And this story is one that she never told. She always left it to me to tell. Right away, when we first met, we began a routine of going out for breakfast Saturday mornings. I drink coffee, so I ordered coffee. You can see where this is gonna go. So, as soon as we left the restaurant, I suddenly said, "I'll be right back. I'm just gonna use the bathroom." Right back. This was early days, so neither of us said anything about how long I was gone, but there was no pretending either. And so Cara quickly got used to hearing me say, "I'll be right back." But it wasn't always food or coffee induced. One time we were just at a bookstore browsing. Regular weekend day, a jeans and hoodie kind of day. Suddenly I needed to find a bathroom. But this time I decided to whisper from behind in a sexy voice, "You can find me in the bathroom." To the wrong person in hoodie and jeans. Farther down the aisle was Cara in hoodie and jeans, who did not look up from her book, but was clearly smiling. Cara was a flight attendant. And one day she came back from a trip, and this is after years and years of me racing off to a bathroom, and she declared, "I finally understand what you go through." Her story started in Korea. She had to go to the bathroom, but she was running late for the crew van, so she hurried through the lobby, skipped the restroom, hopped into the van. The van, once they got to the airport, they had no time, so she and the crew had to race to the gate to make the plane. Already, her story's not adding up. I would have never skipped the bathroom in the lobby. But then she goes on to say that the flight from Korea to San Francisco was just so busy, none of them had a single second to rest. So now suddenly there are no union rules on a 10-hour international flight. And then once she gets into San Francisco and gets through customs, she decided she just wanted to get home to Seattle, and she would wait until after that flight. Just wait. I've never had the option to just wait. So I asked her, "Have you forgotten about that dinner?" Her grin told me she hadn't. That dinner happened about 3 months before. We had gone to a restaurant in downtown Seattle, about 8 blocks from our apartment, so we just walked. After dinner, we're walking back. We're about halfway from the restaurant and our apartment when there's a rumble. And that's how the universe likes to do it. It waits until I'm equidistant from all bathrooms. Even though I always scan the area looking for known and possible bathrooms. Well, I knew this route. We were 4 blocks from the restaurant, 4 blocks from home. There were no options in between, so I decided it just made most sense to continue on home. And during these moments, if Cara was with me, I'd ask her to talk. Just talk about anything. Take my mind off the rumbling. And she always would. The little things we do for our partners. Part of it was to reduce the anxiety, maybe slow things down. But also it was to stop the train of thoughts that ends with, what if I can't make it? If you've ever had to rush to the bathroom, you know there's that point when you get to the bathroom, but you still have to undo your belt, you have to unzip, and so now you're marching, you're kind of wiggling, clenching. It's like you're speed walking in place. But as you lower yourself, you are going to relax. So at this point, you're not seated, but you've relaxed. So you have to pray to the gods that your pants are beyond the danger zone. Well, this evening, we get to our apartment building, the block it was on, and it's on a hill. On the side is a garage entrance that you can go in, or you can continue up the hill, turn the corner, go in through the front entrance. Well, when we got to the side entrance, I reached the marching phase. The problem was, we were 6 floors and a very slow elevator ride away from our apartment, the bathroom. So I calmly said, keep walking, and please, don't look back. Cara didn't look back. That small act of generosity is one I will always remember. Because meanwhile, I was fumbling to get the key into the lock, and when I finally got the key in the lock, I stopped marching. The part of me that could see into the future gave out a silent, barbaric yelp, because as I turned that key, I relaxed. To borrow a phrase, I created a fecal Jackson Pollock. Street art. There was a wet weight in my khakis.
Oh, God.
I was uselessly wearing boxers, not boxer briefs, but boxers, so essentially an open superhighway down my legs. I could feel the warmth reach my socks. I have no real memory of how I got from the garage up to the apartment. And even though I was stripped of all dignity, I have a vague memory of trying to contain the mess, to not leave a trail. So I was walking stiffly, kind of like a mummy. I don't know why, but maybe reduce the feeling, maybe stop that suctioning sound, like when you're walking through mud. But it's not mud. And you know what the worst part about all of this was? Because there's more. From that moment on, I always knew that giving up is an option. Like right now, it's an option. Cara and I did not discuss that dinner until she came home from that 10-hour international flight, declaring that she finally understood what I go through, which was so sweet of her. But no, she didn't. She didn't know what it's like to sit in a heated car seat and wonder, did I just give up? Thank you.